And again, the link is in the chat, so feel free to send that to anybody you know that might be interested. One of the things we saw this week was Spotify's collaboration with 11 Labs, and we haven't gotten to video in this round of the course yet. But 11 Labs is an audio AI. So what they're doing with Spotify now is allowing writers to upload their audiobooks directly to them, and then they'll review it, and then they'll put it out onto their list. But they'll be using AI to narrate it, not them themselves. And I don't know if any of you have ever used 11 Labs before. We will tell you about it in that section of the course, but they've got some really cool things you can do, not only with your own voice, but using other voices. Um, I don't know about how many people, I mean, it seems like audiobooks are on the rise anyway and have been for a while, podcast, audiobooks, all of that. So I imagine this is going to be pretty interesting to see. And I also am wondering now how Spotify already has some AI working in what they suggest in your playlist, if the audiobook area is going to become part of that. Like, here's some books you might like, or, so for me, that's what I thought of the first thing when I saw it. But we'll see what happens. So just keeps getting more and more customized, I guess, for each of us. So when you actually do go on there and suggested for you, should actually be something you would want to look at, not just something that happened to be popular or featured that week. The next thing we saw is there's a college in London, and there was a professor there who had been working on trying to figure out why these certain, it was a virus or a superbug, sorry, why it was resistant to antibiotics. And so he put in all this research into AI, and when within 2 days he was able to figure something out just because he used AI to compare all the information to analyze. And that's one of the things that AI is really good about. Google made him a tool, or has a tool called co-scientists. So in the same way that we call them agents or GPTs, whatever you want to call it, Google was assisting them in creating a co-scientist that could help with the research. So that's a really good example of using AI as your assistant and speeding things up in that medical area. I've seen, I mean, I'm sure you guys all have seen a ton of different things happening in the medical world, like being able to read MRIs or X-rays or testing and just finding things sooner, or you don't have to wait for someone to look at it. You can put it through AI that's taught and to notice certain things, and these things can happen a lot faster. So that's one thing that happened this week we thought was really cool. I'm like, hey, maybe they can figure out that the dreaded C word, and we can all move forward with our lives. And then we talk about AI agents again in 2025. Like I said, it's about getting the agents to work for you. So ChatGPT has operator. Can't remember the name of what Gemini is doing now, but these are the next level of the agents working without you going to it and telling it to work. So that's that next era of workflow and processes. Um, And then Claude released 3.7 Sonnet this week. And I've been